They say the sea never gives back what it takes. But what if it takes something that was never meant to disappear? 3 men, strong and experienced, vanished without a trace from a remote lighthouse in the middle of the ocean. No bodies, no signs of a struggle, just an eerie, half-eaten meal and a chilling final log entry. God is over all. But here's the thing. There was no storm, no logical explanation, just an empty lighthouse and whispers in the wind. What really happened on the Flannan Isles? Stay with me, because the truth is far more terrifying than you think. The ocean is a cruel and unforgiving mistress. It swallows men whole, buries ships beneath its waves, and whispers secrets only the dead can hear. Some say the sea holds onto the souls it takes, refusing to let them rest. Perhaps that is what happened on the Flannan Isles. Perhaps the men who vanished there never truly left. It was December 1900 when a small relief vessel, the Hesperus, made its way to Flannan Moor, one of the desolate, wind-ravaged Flannan Isles off the coast of Scotland. The lighthouse, perched high on the cliffs, stood like a lone sentinel against the violent North Atlantic winds. It had been manned by 3 keepers, Thomas Marshall, James Duckett, and Donald MacArthur. Men of the sea, men who understood hardship, isolation, and the ways of the deep. But when the Hesperus arrived, the lighthouse was eerily silent. No welcoming light shone from the tower. No figures stood at the dock, waiting for their supplies. Captain James Harvey, sensing something was wrong, signaled the shore with flares. There was no response. As the ship drew closer, the eerie stillness of the island seeped into the bones of the crew. One of them, a seasoned sailor, muttered under his breath, "They're gone." When the search party stepped onto the island, an unnatural hush filled the air. There were no seabirds calling, no wind whistling through the rocks, only the rhythmic crashing of the waves far below. The lighthouse door was shut, but not locked. Inside, the scene was unsettling. A half-eaten meal sat on the table, untouched. One chair was toppled over as if someone had risen suddenly. A clock had stopped ticking. The fire in the hearth was cold. It was as if the men had simply stood up and walked away in the middle of their lives, never to return. A single entry in the lighthouse's logbook sent a chill through the investigators. December 12th. Severe storms, the likes of which I have never seen before. James is quiet, Donald is crying. The men were experienced, hardened by years at sea. Why would they be afraid of a storm? The next entry, December 13th. Storm still raging. Sea white with fury. Prayers all day. A prayer, the last refuge of desperate men. And then, the most disturbing entry of all, December 15th. Storm ended. Sea calm. God is over all. No further words. Nothing. Just silence, stretching through time, leaving nothing but questions in its wake. No bodies were ever found, no signs of struggle, no evidence of where they had gone. Theories swirled like the waves below. Had they been swept away by the sea? But why would all 3 venture into the storm together? Had madness overtaken them? Did something unnatural visit that lonely rock? The final clue came from the lighthouse's weather records. Official reports confirmed there were no storms recorded on the days the log described. The sky had been clear, the sea calm. Then what exactly had the keepers seen? What had driven grown men to the brink of terror? For decades, the mystery has lingered, refusing to fade. The lighthouse still stands, empty and abandoned, its walls steeped in silence. Some say if you listen closely, when the wind howls through the cliffs, you can still hear their voices, whispering, crying, praying. 3 men, lost to the sea, or to something far worse. What really happened to the Flannan Isles lighthouse keepers? Perhaps we were never meant to know.